Ah, a gbọ́dọ̀ kíjọba gbárùkù ti àwọn oníṣẹ́ àdáni. A gbọ́dọ̀ gbé ọpọlọ kalẹ̀ ká ronú àwọn nǹkan tuntun. Àǹfààní wà fún gbogbo nǹkan. Ó jẹ́ kí inú mi dùn. Ìgbárùkù ti àwọn oníṣẹ́ kéékèèké. Àwọn tí òkè òkun wọ́n ò wo bí àwọn oníṣòwò ti ìlú bíjọba ṣe ìmọ̀ wà níbí.
Say that there is models that can help address some of the, especially around aggregating some assets, but also providing these sharing instruments. So balance of the state, the equivalent of the sovereign wealth fund, coordinating some of these and helping to drive that entity could also potentially get
nítorí ìgbárùkù láti ọwọ́ ìjọba. Ẹ ṣé púpọ̀.
We already put our assets out there such that it can earn revenue. The right side, I'm sure it's going on very soon.
Ohun tí a fẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ nípa.
It's about the only thing, the major thing that can because that smart city, that mega city we're talking about. The revenue from the state, as much as it grows, like the first question about, the running cost also grows because we continue to have to maintain
Ohun amáyédùn. Ohun amáyédùn ó gbọ́dọ̀ wà nílẹ̀. Ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó ó lawọ́. Olùdáni ìyẹn ò dára. Ó kùnà sí ìlànà àdáni àti ìjọba. Ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó owó wà ní ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó, àǹfààní wà, èrè wà fáwọn olùtajà.
ISPO from us, now go to the bond market to use our ISPO to secure the bond. We need the people that can actually fund this investment.
Àwọn tí yóò gbowó kalẹ̀ fún àwọn iṣẹ́ yìí, ilé wa ní ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó. Obìnrin àti ọkùnrin, àwọn olùgbìmọ̀ wa.
We're going to take a very special message at this point in time from Mr. Governor, Mr. Babajide Olusola Sanwo-Olu. Mr. Governor, the hall is attentive.
Thank you very much. I don't know if you can hear me. Thank you very much.
Ṣé ẹ ń gbọ́ mi?
So I'm in a makeshift office. I'm actually stuck at the local airport. I'm in Abuja. We've been here for almost 2 hours now. The weather has been horrible.
A ti wà wákàtí méjì.
But we've just gotten a bit of a clearance now that we might be able to fly. that you would end this whole
Mi ò fẹ́ kí ẹ
conversation
parí
while airborne and while I will have
nígbà tí n bá wà nínú
So I
ọkọ̀
just
òfurufú
want to first say that I've
àkọ́kọ́.
thoroughly enjoyed, the session I've been listening to, on how to
Mo gbádùn àwọn ìpele ṣékéléṣékélé tí ẹ ti ń ṣe.
listen to all of the panelists.
Mo sì tẹ́tí sí àwọn olùdámọ̀ràn.
Seeing that we have a very huge, how I wish that I can have hour and a half, because I think the plane really cannot fly. So we might be able to make Lagos in 1 hour. A hotel maybe before 6 o'clock. It's almost 4.
Kágo mẹ́fà tó lù.
I feel that it's important for me to thank you all. I don't know how it will work
Mo
out,
fẹ́ dúpẹ́
to thank you all very much.
lọ́wọ́ gbogbo yín.
This is the one summit like
Ìpàdé ńlá kan
never been before. It's
tí
a discussion and
ó dára
I'm hearing from here.
ju gbogbo eléyìí tá a ti ń ṣe lọ.
It's really inspiring and very encouraging.
Ó wúni lórí.
Assure you that all
Wọ́n fi yín ní ọkàn balẹ̀ wípé
resolutions that will come
gbogbo àwọn ìpinnu tí yóò jáde láti àná
before the things that will be committed to.
a ó ṣe é.
I can still join you before you sing the national anthem in the final.
Ó wù mí láti darapọ̀ mọ́ yín kẹ́ ẹ tó kọ national anthem.
Say for now, and I want to just give the floor and give it back to Tolu to continue
N ó fẹ́ kẹ́ ẹ
this panel discussion.
bẹ̀rẹ̀
I try and quickly dash
kí ẹ tẹ̀ síwájú.
to Lagos, in one
N ó wò ó bóyá mo lè dé Èkó.
sorry to everyone, but
Ẹ má bínú,
soul are with you.
ọkàn mi wà lọ́dọ̀ yín.
We'll still see you before the end of the show today. Thank you very much.
Ẹ ṣé púpọ̀.
Governor,
Ẹ ṣé gómìnà wa.
panelists and hand over to the moderator of session. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Governor. Sounds back. So, in fact, we're about at time. Maybe I give 2 minutes to Dr. Teriwa and Mrs. Hammond to share your thoughts on quick wins.
Thank you very much.
Ẹ ṣé púpọ̀.
Conversation.
Àǹfààní àwọn àǹfààní kan àbí mìíràn. Owó yíyá ẹ̀yà gbèsè nìkan kọ́ ni ìjẹgbèsè o. Gbèsè ní gbèsè. Ìbẹ̀rẹ̀ pẹ̀pẹ̀ ohun ìní. Láti sọ wípé kí ni ohun tí mo ní bí a bá fẹ́ yáwó. Ìnífúra. Pẹ̀lú a lè yí wọn padà sí ohun ìní. Ohun ìní wo ni mo lè lò láti wá owó lọ́nà? Ẹ ṣeun.
me, how do you eat a 70 billion naira, 70 trillion naira elephant bit by bit? So we've seen evidence, and I'm very grateful that our partners see it that way. Lagos is on track. It's all a journey, it's work in progress, by no means perfect. But in terms of building institutions, establishing rule of law, building a track record, one of the first, or some of the first PPPs and successful PPPs, easier and easier collaboration, meeting obligations, clearer investment case around increasing number of sectors, transparency and clarity. So all of those things are
ìwà ọmọlúàbí,
and we've done little things
ìwà
here and there.
òtítọ́.
So this company works with us on this road, that company works with us on free zones, plans that we've created, and take it and actually plan. People in the power sector bring their bits, the financial sector bring their bits, the infrastructure sector bring their bits, and we actually work together and create something. That for me, I think, would be a great quick win, because I think we're all
Fún mi ó dáa.
we have a and we can really bring it together and
Ife
do
ẹ̀yẹ.
something together. I think that could catalyze
Àwọn ò gbóríyìn.
beyond what we've imagined. But I think it would be remiss of me to go without saying something around also working together with the federal government, with some sovereigns in
Ìjọba
Africa and the rest of the
national, okay.
in addressing the challenges around financing globally. And I think the climate opportunity, at least on this issue, which we all want to see addressed, work on that.
Ohun tí gbogbo wa tí a fẹ́.
Thank you all. I think we'll
Bless you.
come at this 70 trillion naira elephant, as you say, from different angles, and I think we'll come to the end, but I think it would be unfair if I didn't try to summarize using the existing capital markets or structuring our versus debt, given different kinds of debt. That's my summary, is we need to be creative. Lagos leads the country in terms of human capital, and I think we need to bring all that human capital to drive financing for this LSDP 2052 in a very creative way. So with that, I'd like to say thank you to this esteemed panel, and thank you all for...
Thank you very much for being here. I also would like to pay the indulgence of this gathering to especially recognize members of the State Executive Council. I had told you earlier that Mr. Sam Ehingbeti, the Honorable Commissioner for Economic Planning and Budget, is here as our head. So please join them for this photograph session. All members of the State Executive Council, you're highly recognized. The SSG, the Chief of Staff, and indeed all commissioners and SAs here present. We thank you for being here. Photograph session. Photographers, I'll be good with that. I'd like to seize this opportunity to recognize and welcome the president of the biggest and the oldest chamber of commerce and industry in the country. Please can we put your hands together for Asiwaju Dr. Michael Olawale Cole, CON. This gentleman has been a commissioner in the state at a point in time. We thank you very much, Asiwaju Dr. Olawale Cole. Great house session, and indeed panelists, we thank you all. Council, our royal fathers, all courtesies duly extended, ladies and gentlemen. Moving on, at this point, we will be taking the keynote address, and it will be coming from none other than the ED of the IMF. He is the United Nations Climate Change High-Level Champion for Egypt, an Executive Director at the International Monetary Fund, and has served as the World Bank Group Senior Vice President for the 2030 Development Agenda, United Nations Relations and Partnerships until January 2020. Ladies and gentlemen, can we receive virtually the summit keynote address by the Executive Director, IMF, Mahmoud Mohiuddin. Can we please applaud him as we have his keynote presented.
Ladies and gentlemen, excellencies, it is a true honor to be joining you today in this opening session for the Ehingbeti platform. It is right at the beginning, I would like to share some sincere apologies from Dr. Mahmoud Muhyiddin opening session, and as our mandate as the UN Climate Change High-Level Champions team, it is to drive non-state actor momentum to address climate change challenges and to be able to come up with innovative solutions. And for this, I would like to commend the Lagos State Government for setting up this Ehingbeti platform that brings together non-state actors and public sector actors, Africa's leaders, diverse experts and investors in order for them to exchange ideas and hopefully broker some deals for the betterment of our joint economic destinies. I, of course, would like to extend a very special thank you to His Excellency, the Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, for sustaining this platform and for working towards sustainable development in Lagos, in Nigeria, and inspiring the rest of Africa. I particularly had hoped to be there in person. I had confirmed for the earlier session in August, which unfortunately had to be moved. But I wanted to be able to experience, of course, Lagos in its true jewel form, that is a jewel in the eye of Africa, and the Center of Excellence, and indeed a national asset to Nigeria. It is the third largest economy in the continent, and it is certainly home and a hub of business in West Africa and the commercial capital of Nigeria, with over 30 to 40% of the commercial activity happening in Nigeria, happening in Lagos. And of course, the capital and money markets of Nigeria reside in Lagos. It is a true investor's haven, the top destination for capital investment in Nigeria, with $8.32 billion worth of FDI inflows in 2020, and of course, accounting for over 80% of total investments into Nigeria. And according to the World Economic Forum, Lagos is the best metropolitan area in Africa. And as I say this, I am reminded of a conversation that I have had with the governor before, of course, hosting that indeed Lagos is this biggest metropolitan area. And it makes me wonder if WEF has heard him mention this previously. And of course, Lagos has made a name for itself as a tech hub, rapidly advancing towards a 24-hour economy, generating 10% of Nigeria's total GDP of about $432 billion. Again, according to the Startup Blinks 2019 Global Startup Economy Rankings, Lagos is now ranked the best startup economy in Africa. Fitch International and the GCR to highlight to you that
ṣe
we are working on
eléyìí
as
tí
the
ò
champions, and it is
jákulẹ̀ ní
around
ọ̀nà
the
o.
development of the African Carbon Market Initiative, which we are in part, we have the Nigerian government within our steering committee.
Ìjọba orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà.
The second project is around a risk
Iṣẹ́ kejì.
premium fund in order to cover some risks of doing business in the continent that are associated with the increase in climate shocks that are anticipated. And this fund would be
ìyípadà ojú ọjọ́.
$2 billion between now and 2030 in
$2
order to
million.
cover close to about $30 billion
To
worth
$30
of
billion.
damage and risk. And then the third one is around food systems and high yield and regenerative agriculture. There are many others, including the Water Aqua Fund that is also looking to raise about $5 billion in order to create and provide clean water in cities. These are just some examples of the things that we will be discussing at COP27, looking at the potential opportunities that exist within the Green Development Pathway. And I believe that if we all start to think about our own spaces, how we can commercialize our nature-based
báwo ṣe lè sọ dowó tó wà lágbègbè wa.
Into commercial activities, then we can certainly come up with tangible ideas and we can
àwọn ohun ìpinnu rírì.
Development pathway globally. And as I conclude, this summit aims to generate tangible ideas and innovations and has served as the bedrock for developmental discourse in Lagos, and also as a platform for engaging a wide range of stakeholders in Lagos and across the country. It is truly a success story, one that I would like to see it being scaled across the rest of the country. And it provides an invaluable tool for shaping.
Ó dẹ̀ fún wa ní àǹfààní.
I once again would like to thank the governor.
Mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ gómìnà wa, ọlọ́lá wa.
And I wish you all the best, and I look forward to hearing more about the tangible ideas about developing on a sustainable pathway and being leaders in a green development pathway. Thank you very much, and good morning.
Morning. Ẹ ṣé púpọ̀.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen,
obìnrin àti obìnrin.
the keynote speaker to his
bá wa dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ ẹni tí ó sọ ọ̀rọ̀ kókó inú ọ̀rọ̀.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, before we go ahead, I'd like to pray the indulgence and recognize
mo fẹ́ ṣe ìfihàn
the custodians of our tradition and culture.
àwọn
We hold them in very high esteem,
kábíyèsí wa.
especially in Lagos State. I'm talking about our revered elders, and I will start
Ọba Aláyélúwà.
His Royal Majesty
Kábíyèsí
Elégùṣì
ìlú Ìkàtẹ́. Kábíyèsí o. Kábíyèsí o.
We also have
ní àárín wa onírù ti ìlú Ìrù ọba Ọmọgbọ́láhàn làwá. Kábíyèsí o. Ìfihàn onísàbẹ̀ ti Gbóbì Ságbẹ̀ ọba Fowólabí Adéníyì. Mo tún ṣe ìfihàn Alára ti Ìlara Olúfọlárìn Olúkáyọ̀dé Ògúnsanwó. Kábíyèsí. Wọ́n fẹ́ ṣe ìfihàn Adégbòrúwà ti ìlú Ìgbogbo Orímádékún Kàsálí. Kábíyèsí o. Àtúní Ìmọ̀ta Ọba Múdàṣírù Ajíbádé Bákàrè Agoro. Kábíyèsí o. Olówó Èkó Baba Fuad ọba ìlú Èkó ọba Rilwan Akíolú. Wọ́n ṣe àwọn aṣojú àwọn olóyè onífìlà funfun àwọn aṣojú wọn,
And to all
àwọn
the
olóyè
panelists,
onífìlà funfun,
thank you very much
ẹ ṣé
for being
púpọ̀
here at the Ehingbeti Summit.
fún wíwá tí ẹ wá.
Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen.
Ọlọ́lá, obìnrin tọkùnrin,
Del York International and the Del York Creative Academy, in
Dayok,
partnership with Lagos State,
ní pẹ̀rọ̀pọ̀ ìlú Èkó,
an initiative to train 1,000 creative,
ọgbọ́n,
energizing talent,
wọ́n gbé ọgbọ́n kalẹ̀,
technology and career
ìmọ̀ ẹ̀rọ,
education to ensure that
ìwé,
all participants remain at the cutting edge
gbogbo
innovation, not
àwọn tí wọ́n gba ìdánilẹ́kọ̀ọ́.
The Del York Creative Academy composed our theme song.
Orin
Excellencies, distinguished guests,
tóbìnrin tọkùnrin,
please sit back.
ẹ jókòó, ẹ fẹ̀yìntì láti gbádùn orin ìdárayá yìí.
way, but even I am.
Orí mi wú.
And it is no lie when we say that the amount of brain capital we have in Lagos is no joke. So I will quickly go through.
Ní kọ́mọ́kọ́mọ́.
Already intimated that he accepts our resolutions.
Ìpinnu wa. Gómìnà ti gba àwọn ìpinnu wa.
So the first one is to adopt the Lagos State Development Plan
Láti gba
2052
ètò ìdàgbàsókè ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó
as the state's long-term framework for development.
fún ètò ọlọ́jọ́ gbọọrọ ìdàgbàsókè ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó.
Then continuous communication on the content
Ìjíròrò
LSDP 2052
lórí LSDP 2022.
offline communication channels,
Ọ̀rọ̀ ìjíròrò lórí afẹ́fẹ́ àti ní
different demographics to ensure buy-in.
ìjókòó.
I must mention that there's a dedicated website for the plan. It's www.lsdp.com.
Ẹ̀rọ orí afẹ́fẹ́ lsdp2022.com.
Beauty there is
Ohun tí ó dára
to continue to take opinions. So the conversations we've started here, we can still, continue it online.
a sì lè
There will be people to ask.
tẹ̀síwájú lórí ìjíròrò wa.
The third resolution.
Ìkẹta, ìpinnu kẹta.
The third resolution
Ìpinnu kẹta
is to
ní
identify opportunities to attract and foster
láti dá
the diaspora.
àǹfààní hàn.
I guess they're here. Via a dedicated engagement strategy and campaign and evaluate the possibility to set up a diaspora office and a diaspora think tank.
Ní ìlú òyìnbó.
Next one is drive marketing
Ìkarùn-ún,
efforts on Lagos State ecosystem targeted at the private sector within
àwọn
and beyond
oníṣẹ́ àdáni.
establish Lagos State as a regional trade hub. Then launch a Lagos Diaspora Business Fund
Ohun
to enable
ìtajà
and to ease diaspora
pẹ̀lú èbó
investment in Lagos startups.
yóò jẹ́ á rọrùn láti ṣe òwò pẹ̀lú ìlú òyìnbó.
To enable their active and ongoing participation in vocational and non-vocational
Iṣẹ́ ọwọ́
and upskilling of teachers.
àti ìdàgbàsókè àwọn olùkọ́.
Education. Set up a Lagos Diaspora Scholarship Fund and a Lagos Diaspora Mentoring Program
Ètò
for brain gain
àti fún àwọn ọmọ iléèwé
in transportation.
san owó iléèwé wọn.
Two, empower the private sector to drive Lagos forward,
Àwọn oníṣẹ́ àdáni
such as digital and clean energy. Actively engage with and
ètò ìmọ̀ ẹ̀rọ,
transport sector with their transition into
i-
the whole system.
ètò ọkọ̀ ojú ọ̀nà ti omi tòfurufú
Arts and entertainment.
ti
Ensure
reluwé
city becomes the center of excellence to drive
gbàgede
and general knowledge sharing
oríyá
and the arts and entertainment ecosystem. Under governance,
nípa ètò ìjọba,
driving current business processes,
ìmọ̀ ẹ̀rọ
workflow in the public service. Institutionalize a performance management
láti jẹ́
to integrate
gbé ètò kalẹ̀ láti ṣe ohun
force accountability while
ṣe
reducing consequences for non-performance.
fún iṣẹ́ ṣíṣe.
Still under governance, introduce a
Síbẹ̀ nípa ètò ìjọba,
and benefits,
àǹfààní tí a lè jẹ nínú ètò ìjọba.
and this was inclusion of new and emerging industries, particularly those founded by the youth, our youth entrepreneurs, to allow
àwọn iṣẹ́ tí àwọn ọ̀dọ́ dá sílẹ̀.
I remember yesterday the animation
Mo rántí ní àná àwọn eré bèbí,
healthcare, engage with local
ìmọ̀ ìwòsàn ìlera
the diaspora within
ní
the private
àgbáyé.
sector, actively drive digitization and best practices within the health sector. Facilitate discussions and training across the health sector value chain to
Tí
increase capacity of specialists and general practitioners.
ètò ìlera ìwòsàn,
Encourage diaspora medical intervention.
ìgbélárugẹ ti àgbáyé
Built environment.
láti kọ́ agbègbè,
In identifying relevant skills for
láti
the
mọ
workforce.
iṣẹ́ ọwọ́, ìdá iṣẹ́ ọwọ́ mọ̀ ọlọ́gbọ́n,
Drive communication
ìbásọ̀rọ̀,
opportunities
àǹfààní
in urban centers.
ní àwọn ìlú,
Evaluate the possibility to develop Badagry as a diaspora destination.
láti gbé Badagry sókè fún oríta àgbáyé,
Drive engagement with regulators in promoting and enabling environment.
bá àwọn olùdákòwò ṣe
Encourage partnerships between industry players.
àpawọ́pọ̀ oníṣẹ́ àdáni àti ti ìjọba,
Safety and security.
ìdáàbòbò àti ààbò
Between the private sector, public
láti ọwọ́ àwọn
society. To strengthen
àdáni
the security
àti ìjọba,
and enable them operate effectively.
kíṣẹ́ wọn sì lọ gẹ́rẹ́gẹ́.
Power and energy. Encourage collaboration between the
Iṣẹ́ mọ̀nàmọ́ná àti agbára,
public sector, private energy players,
ìfọwọ́sowọ́pọ̀
partners.
láti ọwọ́ àwọn oníṣẹ́ àdáni àti ìjọba,
Clean energy access across the state.
agbára
Under technology,
nípa ìmọ̀ ẹ̀rọ
provide a platform for the creation
láti
of a directory
gbé
to enable information sharing among stakeholders.
ọ̀rọ̀ tó jẹ mọ́ àǹfààní jíròrò
The talent ecosystem in Lagos by creating opportunities to upskill and
gbé
increase capacity of
ìgbénilárugẹ àwọn tó ní ìmọ̀ yìí. Nísinsìnyí,
sanitation and hygiene.
omi ìmọ́tótó,
Provide an enabling environment to
agbègbè
waste management
ìmọ́tótó
and support the development
tí kò sí
of sectoral value.
ẹ̀gbin,
Waste to wealth. Drive engagement with the private sector to develop the water sector.
láti bá àwọn oníṣẹ́ àdáni sọ̀rọ̀ bí agbègbè wa yóò ṣe jẹ́ ìmọ́tótó.
The panelists said Lagos State has two neighbors, Ogun State and the Atlantic Ocean. And so we must make the Atlantic Ocean our friend.
Omi gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ a gbọ́dọ̀ bómi ṣọ̀rẹ́ o.
Funding.
Owó níná,
Thinking about the state's assets, physical and human.
èèyàn àti amáyédùn,
Prioritize investment, establish PPPs and funding structures.
ìpawọ́pọ̀ àwọn oníṣẹ́ àdáni àti ti ìjọba
To engage with diaspora,
ti àgbáyé,
example by developing a floating Lagos State diaspora bond,
iṣẹ́ àgbáyé,
creating database, and pay them.
àwọn ohun ìmúlò a máa kọ sílẹ̀ lẹ́sẹẹsẹ.
Opportunities to benefit from their remittance.
Àǹfààní wà nínú rẹ̀. Mo sì rò pé
Don't hold me accountable.
èmi kọ́ ni kẹ́ ẹ mú o lórí.
Excited at the resolution that I've just been
Inú mi dùn lórí àwọn ìpinnu tí a kà yìí. Kábíyèsí o.
I'd like to recognize, in no particular order, and please, I beg you to bear with me, the APC party chairman for Lagos,
Àwọn olórí
who is here present. You need all of these structures to make
APC
these
party.
resolutions work. I'd like to specially
ẹgbẹ́
recognize cabinet members that are here present in their
àwọn ẹgbẹ́ ìgbìmọ̀
sitting cabinet all the time, negotiating and discussing and
wọ́n
having
jíròrò
debates around how all of these things will work. Captains of industries that are here,
olùdarí ilé iṣẹ́
going to be a continuing partner in
ẹ ó jẹ́
that you not only hold us
ọmọ
accountable, but you collaborate with us for the part of these
ìdarapọ̀ mọ́ wa
resolutions that belong to you.
olùdarapọ̀
Responsibility is not only for Lagos State
kì í ṣe fún ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó nìkan
also for the private sector,
fún
our community leaders,
àwọn iṣẹ́ àdáni
partners with Lagos to make this work.
láti jẹ́ kí ó yọrí sí rere
Especially knowing that I have a peep into the
ní
development
pàápàá
and I'm convinced, and which is what is making me
ó dá mi
smile,
lójú
because I see a number of these things already embedded in the development plan.
ó ti wà nínú
I see
ètò
also with gladness
bẹ́ẹ̀
that
ni
there's a mechanism within the planning protocol of the state.
ohun tí à ń ṣe
All of these initiatives will ride into the medium-term sector strategy of the state
gbogbo
and
nǹkan
roll
èyí
into the budget. And it's with great joy that I received this.
inú mi sì
You
dùn
all must have noticed that I was pacing up and down, having communication with Mr. Governor on this resolution,
mo
which
bá
was why he was able to say just before he boarded the flight that
gómìnà
he's seen the resolution and is committed to executing it.
inú wọn sì dùn wọ́n sì gbà láti gbé wọn ṣe ó di gbígbé ṣe fún gómìnà wa
End with receiving that communication with the governor. It's also on my shoulder as Commissioner for Economic Planning and Budget, responsible
jẹ́
for
kọmíṣánná ètò
resource allocation and for performance management to ensure that none
láti
of the words of
rí i
Mr.
dájú
Governor falls to the
wípé
ground. So, on behalf of Mr.
nítorí
Governor,
náà
giving the assurances which he is giving before he
gómìnà wa
to commit and to confirm to you that all of
wọ́n sọ wípé wọ́n ń ṣe ìlérí
and to commit that they will
ṣe ìlérí
be in details and will be
lẹ́sẹsẹ
here again at the next Ehingbeti to account for what we have done with this resolution.
wọ́n ó sì wá lẹ́yìn ọdún kan láti sọ fún wa
I see a lot of resolutions around the diaspora. Thank you very much and God bless you.
Thank you very much,
ẹ ṣé púpọ̀
Ehingbeti,
ọ̀gbẹ́ni Ìgúbè
Chair, for the resolution and indeed accepting the resolution on behalf of Mr. Governor, Mr. Babajide Oyèsọ́lá Sanwo-Olu. Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen,
Obìnrin
at
àti
this
ọkùnrin.
point in time, there will be a special presentation.
ìgbéyẹ̀wò
Therefore, we're going to let you know that Lagos is not waiting.
Èkó ò dúró
Lagos is already implementing
Èkó ti ń ṣe
all that Ehingbeti has put together.
Èkó ti ń ṣe ìpinnu Ẹ̀yìngbẹ̀tì
But also for the year 2022.
fún ọdún 2022
I think Lagos deserves a round of applause.
ẹ pàtẹ́wọ́ fún ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó
Distinguished ladies
obìnrin
and
àti
gentlemen,
ọkùnrin
at this summit,
ní
there's
ìpàdé
going to
yìí
be a special unveiling.
a ó
And that unveiling
ìṣí
will happen in a very, very short while.
a ó ṣí
Therefore,
ṣe ìṣíwò ìṣípayá
we will take a very, very short break now where we will
a ó
let you enjoy a
dákẹ́
little bit of the theme song
díẹ̀
and the performance by Del York Institute. Can we
Láwọn
have
Del
the
York
theme song for
Institute.
the next 2 minutes before that
Ìṣẹ́jú
special unveiling
méjì
will take
kí a
place?
tó ṣí
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, the theme song once again. Thank you very much. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, please sit back and enjoy.
We have not it will still be like 2 hours before we finish.
To unveil the Lagos State Development Plan.
Well, okay. I pray that
Let us have the video.
we work together. We move together. Okay. We still have 2 hours. We are waiting for the governor to come and close it. It's airborne. Okay.
Situated in the giant of Africa is Lagos, the center of excellence. A proud people with a bright future, projecting an immense wealth of inspiration from Lagos to the world with a resilient drive that makes you aspire for more. A land of affluence filled with a diverse array of culture and hospitality.
We have an opportunity here to build a future together. I see a very, very bright future for Lagos. I see a brighter future for Lagos. Let's take the opportunity of this future together. Let's build together a system, a process, where our children will indeed know that at our time we did the very, very best for them. Because I believe that the future that I see is a future that is possible, a future of great possibilities for the generation here. For the generation
Come
to come.
toilet.
It's an audacious one.
Join us
on this journey, and together we can indeed build this future for our children and for the generation to come. Ìgbéga ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó àjùmọ̀ṣe gbogbo wa ni.
Ṣé kò gbọ́? Mi ò fúnra ẹ̀ tèmi mo gbájúmọ̀. Pé ẹ sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ pé ẹnìkan ló ṣiṣẹ́ mọ́ ní bóyá wọ́n fẹ́ gbà fúnra wọn. Kò gbọ́ dáadáa yẹn. Ó dà á ṣe àyẹ̀wò yẹn pẹ̀lú ẹ̀. Fún 10,000. Wọ́n á fún 10,000 náà fún 20,000 náà. Àwọn mọ́tò ògùn gan.
and to receive the future. On behalf of Mr. Governor, I invite the Chief of Staff of Lagos State, Mr. Tayo
kọ́nú àwọn member group kò pé ó yẹ pé ẹ mọ̀ ọ́ tẹ́lẹ̀. ṣùgbọ́n bàbá tó bá àbúrò ìgbòho ẹ̀.
It is here with us.
Ladies and gentlemen, to join them on stage, please can we have the co-chair for Ehingbeti, Mr. Kadosa.
tó bá tún fẹ́ pé.
On behalf of the governor of Lagos State, I want to appreciate the committee who has put this summit together. The committee which was chaired by our distinguished Mr. Deputy Governor of Lagos State, Dr. Obafemi Hamzat, and co-chaired by our Honorable Commissioner for Budget and Planning. I want to appreciate the contribution of all the stakeholders, the market women, the artisans, the international communities, the company bodies, and so on and so forth for this great event. I want to assure you that Mr. Governor virtually has accepted this summit for the physical development of our state for the next 30 years. And to the glory of God, on behalf of Mr. Governor, I would like to launch this summit, Lagos State Development Plan 2022 to 2050. Thank you very much.
ó dẹ̀ ní lọ́ọ̀kì ló tún ṣe second term ni.
perspective to say, look, if you have been doing something in a particular way, it didn't work, then maybe this is another way to do it, and in other countries they've done it in such and such a way.
The last one, I think we brought Mo Ibrahim. Mo Ibrahim is a billionaire that we all know around the world. We brought the president of Georgia, we brought people from Chile, people who have done something practical.
Having all these different groups work side by side benefited Lagos tremendously and brought an ownership into the things that were done. So it was no longer a case of only government is making these decisions, but they are decisions that are being made collectively.
Lagos actually is built by the collective contribution of her citizens. We cannot see everything in government 360 degrees. It is joining with the people of Lagos that actually makes us very formidable and strong.
Most of the governors have had a taste of private sector life. Most of the governors in Lagos agree that government cannot do everything, and we need the private sector, and we need that vibrancy. This is who we are. And so they listen to all of that.
The current administration, under the leadership of Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, has taken this mission a step further with the introduction of the Themes Agenda.
When we look at things like the Themes Agenda, those were things that came out of consultations with the people of Lagos. Until today, even in the budgeting process, we continue to hold consultative fora around the divisions of Lagos. So the governance of Lagos requires very deliberate participation from the people of Lagos.
The development of the framework has been designed to propel the state in an upward trajectory.
This administration came into power about 3.5 years ago, and I'm sure you know that we've been driven by our 6 pillars of economic agenda, which we call the Themes Agenda. And on each and every one of them, there's interventions. On the first one, which is on traffic management and transportation, you could see that the conversation has been around having an integrated urban mass transportation system where we're utilizing both the rail, the waterways, and the road infrastructure.
In 1999, there are about 9,100 roads in Lagos. Only 7% were tarred in 1999. Today, it's about 49%. So we are moving, and that 9,100 is a lot more, because now you have Lekki Link Bridge. You have many bridges or roads that were not existing there. So there has been major improvement.
So the plan is not focused only on what Lagos State government will do. And that is a narration that we always want to remove from the mind of the people. Lagos belongs to all of us, because that plan is designed, therefore, to be a people's plan.
So when you say plans, so there are fiscal plans, fiscal planning in terms of area planning. So Ikoyi Master Plan, Victoria Land Master Plan. There are also developmental plans. So a lot of the developmental plans, that's the essence of why we do things like Ehingbeti and the rest of them. So developmental plans, a lot of things came out of that. And I'll give you some few examples. BRT, for example, is an outcome of one of the developer plans.
So far, under the transportation pillar, the administration introduced the first state-owned modern ride-hailing service, Lag Ride, into the market, whilst commissioning a new bus terminal and a new range of BRT buses, multiple ferries across the state, the train terminal in Yaba, and the soon-to-be-completed Lagos Blue Line rail service.
By the time the two rail are finished, the red line gives you 9 overhead bridges. What does that mean? Because the rail will be flying intra-city, and we don't want to be stopping. You go around the world, you see when a train is coming, everybody stops. If that happens, it will shut down the state. And as such, so the rail is moving, so we are now having overpasses so that the cars can continue to go while the rail is going.
So when you talk about the free trade zone is that place that now houses the largest refinery in the world. It's what houses Dangote fertilizer industry. It's what houses the deep sea port. That deep sea port is so consequential to the development of Lagos. It is 3 times the capacity of Apapa Port. All of those have their origins in Ehingbeti. It's the reason why the 4th Mainland Bridge must happen. It's the reason why the media city must happen, because we feel Ekpe is going to be an entertainment hub with its seaway, waterways, and all of that. So there's excitement when you look towards Ekpe.
It's exciting to be part of it and to see it happen. So I think there's probably no sector that the ideas have not touched.
We have another big chunk in agriculture. And the idea behind all of this is if we can provide access to affordable financing to businesses, small and medium enterprises, startups, they're able to increase their productivity and create jobs.
I mean, the other one is the rice mill, the Malta rice mill, also came from Ehingbeti. I could go on about the projects, that Ehingbeti has brought about.
So people will come to Lagos because of the successes. Now, are there things we should do better? Absolutely, a whole lot of things. So in terms of technology, transportation, we are moving and we are improving.
Investments under the health and environment pillar proved highly effective in recent times, especially during the fight against the COVID-19 virus. In 2021, WHO ranked Nigeria as one of the most resilient countries in the world to curtail the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic.
First of all, to thank the private sector, because you cannot tell the history of Lagos and the progress that Lagos has made without really giving credit to the private sector and to the people of Lagos. You saw what they did during COVID, when they give Lagos a lot of accolades, or even Nigeria. Lagos was the epicenter. And we fought that hard battle on the government side with Mr. Governor as incident commander. But you saw also the private sector rising up to the challenge and intervening. But not only that, the people of Lagos in their own small communities and ways rose up on the day of battle. And they fought also. And that partnership is what created the mesh that made Lagos very resistant to the pandemic.
COVID taught us, that we needed to build back, stronger and better, because we couldn't go anywhere. All of us were stocking, so we needed to increase and improve, our health infrastructure. Year on year, we also increased our budget allocation on the health space, but more importantly is to be able to also equip, very, very deeply our frontline health workers. In the event of a future pandemic, Lagos can respond, quicker, faster, and even better. So that's why we also said that we're trying to build an infectious disease research center for Lagos.
The education and technology pillar has ushered in the completion of 1,200 projects in over 1,000 schools across Lagos State. These projects include the renovation of schools, construction of new structures, and development of purpose-driven educational policies and initiatives.
We have bright people here. I think what would need to happen is that the government would have to work very closely with the private sector to sort of re-engineer the curriculum and to identify what the private sector, not just in Nigeria or Lagos needs, but worldwide needs, and help to train the youth in that area.
We have a program that's called an Idea Hub, where businesses go through 12 weeks with mentors across different parts of a business, HR, admin, finance. The idea is to help you begin, instead of going to a business school, you're learning from people that are actually doing it, practicalizing it, and we hope that you can turn that idea into a commercial business that can then grow.
Keeping with the trend of this upward momentum, the state has experienced an exponential economic upturn with the addition of new sectors and the improvement of existing ones.
In terms of economic activity and direction, I think in the same way as the financial sector has made Lagos his home and thrived, there are other newer sectors that have done the same, which were not there before. I'm talking about ICT, the tech industry. Lagos is the home of tech in Nigeria, almost in the region, even entertainment.
Entertainment industry in Lagos is massive, is big, we're the centerpiece in Africa. And so as a government, we'll continue to upscale, that industry. We'll continue to partner with them, give them training, support them with grants, support them in development, and ensure that the critical today and future players in that space, have a place where they can call home.
We're sector agnostic and therefore support any sector or industry, whether it's technology, agriculture, creative industry. We're very strategic about the creative industry, especially as it has become the second highest employer of labor.
And those creative industries are going to help to transform Lagos because they are growth sectors.
The environment and tourism pillar of the theme's agenda has been bolstered even more with the addition of leisure areas and environmental policies that have made Lagos cleaner, safer, and more environmentally sustainable.
Before, we don't know how to manage waste. There are heaps of garbage all over the place in Lagos. So we've been able to have institutions around a lot of the states, garbage management. That's why we have LOMA. We are now able to have traffic control. That's why we have LASMA. So we've been able to involve a lot of institutional history, institutional processes around our problems. And that's how society starts. We've been planting trees, but how do you know the number of trees to plant? So part of the science of saying we need to plant 10,000 trees in order to reduce this is part of what came out of one of the development plans. So there are so many things.
Lagos is beautiful. It has waterways. It has everything. I go into a boat and you admire the natural beauty of Lagos.
My future Lagos will be a Lagos that is clean, and that is clean because everybody in Lagos decides that it should be clean.
Ehingbeti is one very significant platform upon which the architecture of the future of Lagos is determined. I'm happy to inform you that over the years we've done 8 Ehingbetis and we've had 222 resolutions. Out of the 222 resolutions, we've implemented 210, which is 95% in performance, and we continue to execute.
Last year was the 20-year anniversary of Ehingbeti Economic Summit, but I was very pleased when I was asked to come back to co-chair the Ehingbeti, the 20th anniversary, and I was very happy reviewing all the different things that had been accomplished, which we really didn't think too much of at the time, but posterity has shown. For example, the link bridge, the Ikoyi link bridge.
Look at fintech. It's easy for us to forget that in order to do transactions, people had to use their lunch break because they had to go to the bank, then go and pay money, then go and do this. And now you're here, in 5 minutes you can, do all of your transactions.
And I can go on and on and on to tell you, just say modern Lagos has developed as a result of consecutive conversations around Ehingbeti. Even the tax systems, right, how it evolved in Lagos, that now we are looking like undisputed leaders, right? But it all has its history in Ehingbeti.
So a lot of the things that we see here, and coming back to that seat of working with the Commissioner Sami Gwibe last year when this was done, it was quite fulfilling to see that so much had been accomplished.
This year, the 9th edition, I'm the co-chair of the Economic Summit.
With the Ehingbeti Summit, investors and citizens alike will discover the roadmap that will truly mark our Lagos as the land of opportunity that it is.
And so for me, I'm seeing this summit as a huge platform where we can indeed position and place Lagos on a global scale at the level that we have not seen before, where people can truly really now be interested and be excited about the conversations of Lagos, what it's about, what its people are known for, and what are the capabilities.
We are launching also the 30-year development plan. which is a very, very significant document and will demonstrate and show what Lagos will look like in the future.
So really, it's about the younger conversation. That's why we're excited with the level of engagement that we have seen with various stakeholders up until now. And so we believe the Ehingbeti should be a platform where we put this document forward, as a living document. It's certainly not a static document, as a living document that it can help our government and successive government to think with, how or where Lagos, should be 30 years down.
Africa's most populous black city is now set for a thriving future, which will constantly be echoed worldwide and propel Lagos State to the next echelon of prosperity.
Come, let's step into a bright future we all know as the new Lagos.
Please can we applaud the journey so far? This is how it all started, and this is how we got to this point. We thank you very much. Once again, I crave the indulgence of this gathering.
Find people who are very, very intellectual, they come to carry out their normal daily activities.
Lagos State, ó fine gan, pé téèyàn bá ẹ̀kọ́ wọbẹ̀, ẹ máa rẹ́rìn-ín láàrin oṣù lókun, èèyàn á ṣiṣẹ́ èèyàn á rẹ́rìn-ín á rówó.
Ihe ọ na-ịchọ mmemme, ihe ọ na-ịchọ nweta n'obodo a Lagos, ihe nweta mmiri, na ịhụrụ onye gbasiri ike, bụrụ onye gbasiri ike dị strong.
Lagos is like the USA of Africa, so it offers you a lot of opportunity to amount to something. Like
you get a lot of exposure from just being in Lagos. I get to meet a lot of people.
People are upwardly mobile. They are versatile, they cross-cultural, there's no bias.
No race. We talk, everyone's a brother. Whether you're somebody who loves like high life, very social, urban stuff, or you're more rural, you're more local, you know, there's something for everybody.
Actually, we have experienced a lot of people in Lagos. Governor Tinubu tried his possible best. Fashola tried also.
Even the Lagos State Governor is trying his best as well. And I give kudos to him.
Have a community that has very good people, as a large number of good people that think progressively, we have a progressive Lagos. It's not necessarily who is in charge or necessarily who is the owner of something that is the one that is responsible for making it work or making it progress.
From foreign investors to the government and to the citizens too.
You have to take up that responsibility to make sure that things are the way you want it to be.
So without that, we can't have a progressive Lagos. So it's not a government thing. And it's not just a community thing, it's a synergy thing.
Kò sọ́mọ ta kankan tó máa dàyàn láàmú, kò sí pé èèyàn ń bá èèyàn jà, kò sí pé èèyàn ń já kọ́bọ́ọ̀dù èèyàn, kò sí pé èèyàn ń jalè, kò sí nǹkan kan tó jọ bẹ́ẹ̀, gbogbo wa wà lálàáfíà. A bá ṣe fọjà rẹ síbẹ̀ la ṣe máa bá.
If I have to do business anywhere else, I'll say I want to do it in Lagos State. So security is one of the things that, yeah, we all enjoy more.
It would definitely be better, but you know, you should also be grateful for what you have here.
In terms of education, Lagos has made some people who cannot be able to train their children in a primary school and secondary school to train them. It's one of the things I enjoy.
I think Lagos also needs a better housing law.
Honestly, less traffic, but
the city is clean, the people will be held there.
And education,
at this moment, what we are seeing now is not that.
Lagos State is fast developing in terms of infrastructure.
I need to appreciate His Excellency, the person of Babatunde Sanwo-Olu. Is a very proactive governor.
We want everybody to contribute. We want to hear your views because, like you said, Ìjọba ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó.
Personally, as a student union leader, I've been hearing a lot of things concerning Ehingbeti Lagos Student Summit, but the way they actually brought it closer to students and making students have a closer access, understanding perfectly what it entails and the briefings, what they need to know, what they need to do concerning the program, I would say that it's a very, very big
I grew up in Lagos. I was born in Lagos. And everything I love about Lagos is the changes.
One thing I see about Lagos State is the rapid urbanization.
I'm so delighted to go through this grandiose plan by the government of Lagos.
Again, I want to thank you for giving us this opportunity. I look forward to the participation, especially the constitution of the people starting here in Lagos State. Please join us at the Ehingbeti Summit. Attention will be needed, and the contribution is very essential.
Even as leadership within Lagos, we recognize that the success of Lagos is down to everybody, which colloquially we refer to as Lagosian.
We see an economy that will be driven largely by technology. We see an economy that will be driven by us providing a platform for the human-centric capacity of Lagos.
This is the first time this is happening, and we've been able to go around to different stakeholder groups. And the essence of this is we've previously engaged them in putting out this plan together, but now is to go back to them to revalidate.
That we as Lagos will be showing the world our plan, that we do have a plan, and we are giving Lagosians the opportunity to critique this plan.
What this says to me is that Lagosians are ready for a better and prosperous Lagos.
Well, Igube, I'm the Commissioner for Economic Planning and Budget for Lagos. I'm the co-chair for the Ehingbeti Summit. I believe in Lagos. I'm excited about the future of Lagos. I am Lagos.
I believe in Lagos.
KB, I am Lagos.
I am Lagos.
Ahmadu Anas, I am Lagos.
Ladies and gentlemen, absolutely well deserved. Feel free to give a round of applause for that, ladies and gentlemen. The next video is the fireside chat video. This is the fireside chat video for transport. Thank you.
Now, in the next 2 decades, the population will go to about 50 million, and by 2100, the population would hit 100 million people, all in Lagos. And the key question is, how do we manage transportation in such a way that we can move people sustainably from one point to the other without shutting down the economy of Lagos? And that's why public transport will play a key role. Traffic management is going to play a key role. Parking, in particular, people that park indiscriminately across Lagos, eating up into the capacity will play a key role. So what are we doing to just ensure that we keep Lagos moving? I know from our side, we have developed a strategic transport master plan where we have, we've highlighted 7 rail lines, 14 BLTs, about 26 water transport, and we have looked at how we're going to integrate the whole thing. There's a lot of traffic management measures. How do we bring intelligent transport system to actually manage traffic? And then how do we regulate parking? So let's talk about traffic management first. We have identified about 60 gridlock points. We have tackled 41. We're working on about 15. And I know the major one that we talked about is the Apapa. Everybody keeps talking about Apapa gridlock. We've been on this for about 15 to 20 years. And I'm glad that we finally cracked it. What have we done to actually solve this problem?
Thank you, Commissioner. Basically, it's the effort of the government. The governor promised the people of Apapa that whatever it is, he was going to solve that problem. So it's the tenacity of the government, knowing that the things agenda starts with traffic management and transportation.
Absolutely.
So it's a collaboration between the Lagos State government and MPA. We know that traffic going to Apapa is actually under the federal government. They're going to the port. And then, mind you, 80% of the import and export in Nigeria is actually from that port. And then there are only two routes, 2 ports and 2 routes. Tinker-Nider, you can only get to it from Mile 2, and then LPC can only get there through Apapa.
Yeah, that's right. So basically, you don't want them to come together.
So basically, what we did was like we took out all the vehicles on the road, all the trucks on the road, and we took them outside that maritime economy, maritime system. So we created what is called parks from them, some virtual parks and frigates. And then we use what is called like a batching and sequencing system, so that each one that has to come to Apapa would have to go to a park first, then come to a frigate, and then as and when it is needed at that terminal, that is when it can go. So there's no way, if you don't have anything to do in Apapa, either though, everyone, whether you have a business in Apapa or you don't have a business in the port, you just want to come and start looking for transaction. So we move from that manual column to automated column using the batching process and the call-up system.
So basically, there's a call-up system that has been put in place.
Yes.
Now, with the call-up system, you need parking. So those trucks have to come in. You must park them somewhere so that they're not on the road. So what have you done? I mean, I know the government is providing a 31-hectare parking bay somewhere in Igomu.
Yes, so
we'll be able to park.
We identify a park, very big one somewhere in Igomu, the Abat Center. So private investors actually came in. They, of course, repaired the place, put in infrastructure and IT.
Yes.
So what we do is that all those trucks that is coming to Apapa, especially the empty containers, they pass through this, they must be there. We collect them there, and then from there, we select them to go to port. And also what we did is that for every truck, for different types of trucks, say empty containers, export containers, or even some flatbeds, so we grade them to time.
Yes.
So what we did for the ease of the people in Apapa is that between 6 a.m. and 10 a.m., no vehicle, none of these trucks move into Apapa, so that the people that are actually going to work, they can. Also between 4 and 6 p.m., it is also no movement time for this truck. So we don't batch them from the parks most of that time. So that's where she's going to also come in, because these parks that we are also giving, we need to expand the parks. We also need to look at the capacity of this park and how efficient they are. So that is where we're moving forward.
Oh, that's great. So I know that the Apapa port has outgrown its capacity, and that's why we're doing the Lekki port. And it's important that what we've done in Apapa, we transfer that to Lekki, but that's something that we'll talk about later.
Definitely.
Now, I also know that part of the reasons why we have major congestion in Lagos is people parking indiscriminately. People just feel that they own the road. People park, they buy stuff, and I know that there's a lot of regulations going on in parking. So what are we doing to ensure that people park properly, and then we can free the road of this cars and then increase the capacity?
Thank you, Commissioner. Essie, thank you so much. I think for us at the Parking Authority, what we want to do is make sure parking is no longer an afterthought. I think that's the most effective way to tackle the problem. You must say to yourself, where am I going? And how can I park even before you get into your car? It's the same thing that's done in most cities around the world. And you're right with your stats in terms of planning now for the Lagos of 2050 or 2055. So what we're doing now is we're saying some roads you can't park on anymore. Any road that's less than 9 meters means in width means you can't park on anymore. We're advising the religious houses, the event centers, the hotels, if you don't have adequate parking, look for land. We also say to them, you can enter partnerships with other people, build something so that your business is not at risk. Parking isn't new in Lagos. People have parked for years, but they've paid to faceless people. What the governor has tried to do with the parking authority is to say, let this be a legitimate business. If you run a parking business, come forward, let us know you, let us identify you, so that if something happens, or perhaps we're trying to bring in new technologies, new policies, you're well informed of what is going on in Lagos. It's really important. Of course, since we started, we've done a lot of advocacy, but change is often resisted. And I think we've faced a lot of that. So continuing with advocacy, public relations in different languages is very big for us. It's really important that Lagosians know that ultimately, whatever the government and the MOT does, is to better the lives of Lagosians. In terms of transport, we don't want the gridlocks that we often experience to happen anymore. So the days of you feeling like I can park my car on the road because I just want to pop into MedPlus or something will soon be over in Lagos. We're spreading the word so that when we eventually start on these projects and we're enforcing, people can't feign ignorance. For us, it's also big that as a developer or a landlord, when you're building your house, you must think of parking. We can't stress enough because over 70% of Lagosians don't have adequate residential parking. So it means that Lagos will get to a point where if you build a house without adequate parking, people will no longer rent because if they think of the cost of parking and the inconvenience that comes with it, it's just not worth their time renting it. And so for those people that have built now and don't have adequate parking, we're saying to them that for those areas that can accommodate it, residential parking will come on soon. For those places that can't, we're not, because government spends money to fix these roads. And the more cars that park on the road, the quicker the roads get damaged. So it's a ripple effect. And I think people need to understand that. It's not just you, one person. It's the whole street that parks on the road. Then one side of the street goes down and then something happens and then you're waiting for another ministry to come and fix it. So it's a whole chain that goes around, and we're trying to address that and say it must stop.
Yeah. So one of the achievements of the government here is the setting up of the parking authority, just to make sure that we regulate parking and then people are able to behave properly. But you know, one thing I always say is that in Lagos, a lot of people come into Lagos. No matter how many roads you build, people will buy more cars. And I often say that Lagos State will not build itself out of congestion, and that's where public transport comes in. We must complement our road, the road mode with public transportation, and that's why we're building the blue line for a start. We're building the red line. So, for example, the blue line will start from Marina, it goes to Kokomaiko, and the first phase will be to Mile 2, and we're hoping to we will get that into passenger operation by the first quarter of next year, which is exciting. Absolutely. The second one, which is the red line, will start from Agbado somewhere in Ogun State, come all the way to Uyingbo, and then eventually to Marina. The first phase is to Uyingbo, and that will start in the first quarter of next year also. Those two rail lines together will take care of about 20 million trips in a month. You can see the impact that would have on our roads. Definitely. But parking is also important there. So, for example, we want to encourage people to cycle, to walk, or maybe to park and ride. So most of these stations would have parking, and then traffic management will also come in to play around those areas. So, what do you see, going forward here? by the time we hit 2023? Because I'm excited. I think Lagos State is going to change radically.
Oh, basically, I'm excited because basically where we're going, like you said, is mass transit.
Yes.
And if in your explanation earlier, when you're talking, we have the vehicular density of Lagos.
Yes.
Look at where it is as compared to the average of Nigeria. So what means that we'll be taking a lot of vehicles off the road. So more people in high capacity buses in the big ferries that we're doing. And also
I'll even come to the high capacity
exactly.
soon, but I'm talking about the rail now,
so,
the station.
And then what the rail is going to do is that it's going to take a whole lot of people.
Yes.
And then you can imagine moving from Agbado to Lagos to Marina in 25 minutes. So
25 minutes rather than 2 hours.
Rather than 2.5, sometimes 3 hours.
Yes.
So what that is going to do is that even the people that stays in Lagos would rather stay in those places in Agbado, rent houses there, and know that 25 minutes I'm in Lagos and out. So I'm very excited about this. I'm sure.
And that Badagry corridor, I mean, going to my
wow.
2 and then eventually to
Michael. By the time that comes on board, wow. So the other part is, like you said earlier, the bus stops. So that is another area that we are really working on. And
you need to make sure that people don't park at the bus stops.
So people would have to definitely enforce that, because really the government is spending a lot of money on these terminals and these bus stops so we need to encourage our people to use it more. The buses should actually make use of it so that we can have orderliness. And that's, of course, you come in there in the issue.
Yeah, exactly.
So for me, I think I'm also excited that it's a transport family. Yeah. Everything now seems to be coming together. The rail, the parking, the traffic management. You can understand the vision and how it's coming to birth finally. And it's really good that under this administration, we've been able to achieve that. For us, we're super excited. We embrace technology, and I'm sure that with the coming of the cameras and the technology, parking management system we want to deploy, Lagosians will soon start to see the impact. It was also really important for us, and I know that we've had this conversation before about people feeling like they're in a safe place when government agents work up to them. So you have ID, you want to check, there's a USSD code, there's WhatsApp to check to verify that this person is actually a government agent working for you, just to make sure that Lagosians feel at ease, understand that we're trying to bring the consciousness of what we're trying to achieve to them, and we want them to be a part of it as well.
And that brings me to the Smart City Initiative project, where the governor is building a 3,000 kilometer fiber around Lagos, and then looking at the security implications. So we're mounting about 2,000 cameras just to make sure that people feel safe around the network. We're also deploying AMPL cameras just to help us with enforcement rather than having physical enforcement. What's LASMA doing just to ensure that we bring technology to play in making enforcement efficient and effective?
So basically, like we discussed it, and so the whole point is that we're moving from human interference, even in traffic management. So it's going to be about intelligence. We're moving towards intelligent traffic management.
Absolutely.
So with the AMPR and the fiber optics, it's going to even make it easier.
And there's the traffic management system.
Exactly. So that's the whole focus. So using brick and mortar to manage traffic, that's where we are moving away from. So we are moving toward where we sit down in our house. There's a sensor where we have, and we can see traffic, and we can direct traffic.
So we've mounted about 22 fixed cameras for AMPL.
And they're working already.
They're working, yeah. I mean, they're catching people. Absolutely. And then
distinguished
TMS,
guests, ladies and gentlemen, I told you that Mr. Governor is just about 8 minutes away. And indeed, I'd like to request that we all rise and welcome the Governor of Lagos State, the man that has defied all Orin ẹ pàtẹ́wọ́ fún gómìnà wa.
To the national anthem. Can we all rise as we take the national anthem to signify the closing of the summit?
Arise, O compatriots. Yes, call, obey, to serve our fatherland with love and strength and faith. The labor of our heroes past shall never be in vain. To serve with heart and mind, one nation bound in freedom, peace and unity. Oh God of creation, direct our noble cause, and guide our leaders right. Help our youth the truth to know. In love and honesty to grow, and live in just and true. Great lofty heights are attained to build a nation where peace and justice shall reign. Justice will
A powerful rendition of the national anthem, and very quickly I bring the indulgence of the photographers and cameramen to please move to the side. Mr. Governor, the Governor
Gómìnà
of
wa,
Lagos State,
gómìnà Babájídé Sanwó-Olú,
members of the Lagos State House of Assembly here present,
àwọn ọmọ ìgbìmọ̀ aṣòfin ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó,
Consul Generals here present, members of the Lagos State
aṣojú
Council here present,
àwọn
particularly the Honorable Commissioner
àwọn kọmíṣánná ètò ajé,
body of permanent secretaries here present,
àwọn akọ̀wé àgbà,
chairman of local
alága
council development areas,
ìbílẹ̀, ìjọba ìbílẹ̀,
parastatals and agencies of government here present.
àwọn aṣojú ìjọba, àwọn ọba wa,
Particularly the Oba of Lagos, ably represented by the white cap chiefs.
ọba Èkó tí àwọn olóyè onífìlà funfun ṣojú.
All courtesies to the extent that, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Governor, you had followed all the proceedings here earlier today. Therefore, we have come to the point where you will be receiving two important bills and witnessing the signing of MOUs. I'll hand over now to Oscar, who will be taking us through that session. Mr. Governor, sir.
The aftershocks of the COVID-19 pandemic, the Russia-Ukraine war, and other global headwinds have continued to negatively impact the fortunes of nations around the world. For Nigeria, these factors, combined with unstable global oil prices and other domestic socio-economic challenges, have significantly impacted revenues occurring to the three tiers of government. In the circumstances, it is imperative that Lagos, Nigeria's economic heartbeat and commercial hub, continues to look inward strategically and with the vision
ní àsìkò láti fún àwọn ènìyàn ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó. Èyí pẹ̀lú èyí ni gómìnà wa Babájídé Sanwó-Olú fún ìpínlẹ̀ LSWS ìpinnu ìjọba ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó àti ọjọ́ iwájú àwọn ènìyàn olùgbé ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó. Àkọ́kọ́, ìkejì, ìrúsókè ohun amáyédùn. Ìkẹta, ààbò owó wíwọlé nípínlẹ̀ Èkó. Ìmọ̀ ẹ̀rọ. Ohun ìgbọ́kànlé. Ìpinnu Santiago. Àwọn iṣẹ́ àgbékalẹ̀. Ìgbékalẹ̀ LSWF. Ìbílẹ̀ Holding. Ìjọba ń ṣiṣẹ́ pẹ̀lú àwọn olùdámọ̀ràn gbòógì fún ìfihàn yìí. Kọmíṣánná ètò ìdájọ́, Kọmíṣánná Muyosore. Gómìnà wa lórí ìtàgé.
This will be the formal presentation, followed by pictures. Can we all rise for this?
Ẹ dìde dúró fún èyí.
I'd like to invite the Honorable Commissioner for Economic Plan and Budget. Please be seated. Thank you very much.
Ẹ jọ̀wọ́ ẹ jókòó, ẹ ṣé púpọ̀.
Lagos State.
Ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó, bí a ṣe sọ.
Thank you very much for
A dúpẹ́ pé ẹ fi ọkàn tán wa. Èyí fi hàn pé ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó ni a wà. Orí mi wú, inú mi dùn pé ẹ ṣe. Ìfọwọ́sowọ́pọ̀ ọwọ́ wẹ ọwọ́ ni àpẹẹrẹ èyí jẹ́. Èyí ni àkọ́kọ́ ní Áfíríkà. Ìpínlẹ̀ yín, olùgbé yín, ibi ìgbé yín. Eléyìí ó jẹ́ kókó fún wa. A ò tí ì gba
objective are to ensure that we can safeguard the future finances of Lagos. Lagos can continue to be resilient as a government, and in the event of anything,
then
shocks, it has reserves for
a ní àjẹṣẹ́kù fún ọjọ́ iwájú. Èyí jẹ́ ara ọjọ́ iwájú. Inú mi dùn, orí mi wú, orí mi yá fún abẹnugan ilé ìgbìmọ̀ aṣòfin ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó. Òfin ìwà owó ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó fún ọdún 2022.
Thank you very much.
Ẹ ṣé púpọ̀, gómìnà.
With the Attorney General, the Commissioner for Economic Planning and Budget.
Kọmíṣánná ètò ọrọ̀ ajé àti ìṣúná owó.
We'll give 1 minute for the press to capture this moment.
Ìṣẹ́jú kan fún àwọn oníwèé ìròyìn. Òfin kejì. Òfin yìí fún àwọn amòfin inú ilé. Alága ìgbìmọ̀ àwọn agbẹjọ́rò. Oríṣiríṣi ohun ló rọ̀ mọ́. Àwọn nǹkan míì sì kùnà sí ètò ọrọ̀ ajé. Ìgbàgbọ́ wa ni pé ìpinnu yìí yóò fi òpin sí àwọn ohun bẹ́ẹ̀. Ẹ ṣé púpọ̀, gómìnà wa. Ohun tó kàn lórí ètò ni ìkọ́ṣẹ́ fún àwọn tó ń ṣiṣẹ́ ẹ̀rọ.
Mr. Governor, please can we have you wait behind? And of course, the Commissioner for Economic Planning and Budget, Lagos State.
Kọmíṣánná ètò ajé àti ìṣúná owó.
The proposed Siemens Energy Center of Excellence for Mechatronics Technicians Training aims to collaborate with the government on important
oníṣẹ́ ìmọ̀ ẹ̀rọ.
such as education and sustainable energy. The proposed $1.8 million project is a collaboration
Ẹgbẹẹgbẹ̀rún
gives GIZ
ìpawọ́pọ̀.
The project will be cited at government technical.
Iṣẹ́ yìí ní ilé ìkọ́ṣẹ́ ọwọ́ ti ìjọba ti Ìkòròdú. Iṣẹ́ ọwọ́ ìmọ̀ ẹ̀rọ. Ìdánilẹ́kọ̀ọ́. Àwọn olùkọ́ mọ̀ ní òye tó yè kooro. Ọgọgọ́rùn-ún ọ̀dọ́. Ètò ẹ̀kọ́ yìí àwọn tí wọ́n bá wa darapọ̀, obìnrin àti ọkùnrin.
Please do make welcome the Managing Director of Siemens Energy Nigeria, Mr. Shyam Sulaiman. Mr. Governor, in his capacity, is acting as a witness for this MOU signing. And the actual pen to paper will be achieved and executed by the Managing Director, Siemens Energy Nigeria, and the Commissioner for Economic Planning and Budget, Lagos State, Mr. Samuel Ifube. In a couple of seconds, we will have pictures taken And please, can we have on standby a representative from LASVEB, Sky, and GIZ? That's GIZ. We will also have for the picture taking the Special Advisor Investment and SDGs, Mrs. Shalape Hammond. Once again, this is a monumental moment in history on the Siemens Energy Center of Excellence for Mechatronics Technicians.
Mr. Taofik sọ wípé ẹ pé àwọn káwọn padà lọ́nà. Ìbèjì. Ó wú mi lórí púpọ̀ púpọ̀. A máa gbé wá sí ẹ̀kọ́ gíga ìmọ̀ ẹ̀rọ ti ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó. Inú mi dùn, orí mi yá. A dẹ̀ ti rí ìbẹ̀rẹ̀ ìfọwọ́sowọ́pọ̀. Ti àwọn ọmọ Nàìjíríà, ọ̀dọ́ Nàìjíríà.
Technicians in the world are the Germans, and are here to take us and to handhold us, on this training venture. Thank you very, very much. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the official picture taking. Indeed, it does deserve a round of applause. This is the reason for Ehingbeti. I'll give the gentleman of the press about a minute for the picture taking before we proceed to the civil bill, which Mr. Governor mentioned earlier on, and just to give you a background on that. Still ahead is the letter of approval ceremony for the Badagry Port and the Lagos Film City as well. The civil bill, which was signed earlier on by Mr. Governor, has one objective. The objective of the bill in relation to civil proceedings is to facilitate the just, efficient, timely, and cost-effective resolution of real issues in dispute and to do substantial justice. The objective of the bill may be achieved by the efficient management of proceedings by the court through strict cost regime for delay caused by parties, elimination of stay of proceedings for appeals, fast track of civil proceedings by emphasizing virtual hearings or electronic service, and of course, agreement between parties. The passage of this bill will foster economic growth in Lagos State. Furthermore, speedy dispensation of justice will increase confidence in the judiciary and attract foreign direct investment, which will in turn create job opportunities for the people of Lagos State. As mentioned earlier on, Mr. Governor has signed this bill, so I think that deserves yet another round of applause. Next up is the Badagry Port. Following the issuance of the full business case certificate by the Infrastructure Concession Regulatory Commission, ICRC, in April 2022, the Federal Executive Council, FEC, on Wednesday, 3rd of August 2022, approved the concession of Badagry Deep Sea Port on an approximately 496 hectares of land in Badagry, Lagos. The $2.5 billion port project with 2,470 meters container terminal, 560 meters quay length break bulk terminal, 265 meters quay length retail break terminal, 1,370 meter quay length, and 360 meter quay length OSB terminal is all to be designed with minimum 18 meters depth. The deep sea port is part of a free trade zone area seated on approximately 1,104 hectares of land. The FTZ comprises of the port zone, logistics zone, industrial zone, and a power hub. The port, upon completion, will generate over $53 billion within the 45-year concession period, create additional 250,000 jobs, and provision of training and development opportunities to an underdeveloped rural area of Lagos. Increase government revenue, improve the regional and global position of Nigeria's maritime sector, reduce transportation costs due to economies of scale, facilitation of foreign investments in required modern port infrastructure, as well as reduce congestion within Lagos ports of Apapa and Tinkan Island. And last but not the least, improve truck turnaround time and terminal productivity. The Badagry Deep Sea Port project is to be implemented under a build, own, operate, transfer concession structure, whereby the port will be operated by the private sector for 45 years, after which it will revert to the government. The investment for the development of the Badagry Deep Sea project will be borne by the private sector. The project is in line with the government's goal of making Nigeria the maritime hub for the West and Central African sub-region. Finally, the Badagry port aims to address the infrastructure challenges of the maritime industry in Nigeria by providing shipping lines and supply chain managers with an improved vessel and truck turnaround time, terminal productivity, location flexibility, and cost effectiveness to power the global supply chain of Nigeria's leading brands. The state-of-the-art multi-purpose facility will offer its customers superior uncongested hinterland connectivity and the deepest water port in West Africa, thus creating a sustainable competitive advantage for Nigeria going forward. For this ceremony, Mr. Governor will receive from the Attorney General, Commissioner for Justice in Lagos State, Moyo Sore Onibajo, SAN. Can we have also on stage the MD?
At this point in time, DB Igyomo will be handing over the document to Mr. Governor on behalf of the Badagry Seaport Limited. Lord of Badagry Seaport.
olùdarí ètò ojú omi Badagry. Ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó yóò ní ojú omi ní ọ̀nà mìíràn ní ìpínlẹ̀ a ti gba Badagry. Ti ìwọ̀ oòrùn Áfíríkà. Ibùdó òkun pẹ̀lú ètò ọrọ̀ ajé àdúró ìwọ̀ oòrùn Áfíríkà. Ẹ ṣé púpọ̀.
Thank you very much, Mr. Governor. Mr. Governor, please, we crave your indulgence to please take a seat for the final signing. Thank you very much, Mr. Governor. Most Lagosians, if not all Lagosians, understand how long the day has been for you. For the final signing, it's on the Lagos Film City. The Delco International Group consists of a group of companies operating in PR, corporate communications, capacity building, technology, social infrastructure development sectors of the African economy.
So if I get home, I'm going to even sit outside.
The Lagos State Government is in advanced stages of the development of an ultra-modern purpose-built film city, one that will position the state as a hub for the entertainment industry, primarily film, peripheral industries where both new and traditional media will be produced and celebrated for generations to come. The project, to be located in Egbe on the outskirts of the Lekki area of Lagos, will reside on a 100-hectare piece of land and will be a mixed-use campus with the capacity to support anywhere from 5,000 to 10,000 daily visitors. The facility, envisioned as a sanctuary of leisure, entertainment, learning, will be a place where film and all types of creative industry professionals can live, work, learn, and play in a serene and conducive environment, with best-in-class facilities intermingled with support that modern, sustainable city. The Lagos Film City will appeal to tourists from all over the globe and include features like dining, shopping, lodging, leisure, amusement park, and film enthusiasts will be able to visit the Nollywood Walk of Fame, the Nigerian Movie Repository, and the Museum of Nigerian African Movie History. Partner to the Lagos State Government and the project's promoter, Del York International Group, have chosen Storyland Studios, a globally renowned master builder and world leader with a track record of similar successful projects across the developed world, to undertake the project's design. Finally, Africa is the next big destination for film and the creative industry, with a phenomenon that is Nollywood and Lagos at its epicenter. The Film City project will provide an enduring ecosystem of value and a home where creatives from across the continent can come together to rewrite the African growth story. To join Mr. Governor, the Chairman, Del York Group, Mr. Linus Idahosa. But before that, please turn your attention to the multimedia screen for a quick video presentation. Thank you.
Presentation video.
Ladies and gentlemen, please can we have on stage for the signing the Commissioner for Tourism, Uzamat Akindele,
Commissioner Imoluka,
and the Chairman of Delio Group, Mr.
Alaga
Linus Idahosa.
Delio Group.
I'm sure with what you have seen, ladies and gentlemen, it
Ó dá mi lójú wípé
resounding round of
ohun
applause.
tí pẹ̀lú ìfihàn tí a rí yìí,
The future is here.
ọjọ́ iwájú wà níbí.
Mr. Governor is also here as a witness for this landmark event. For the picture taking, can we also have on stage the COO Delio Group, Ikena Okuike. As you can see, the very enthusiastic gentlemen are from the Delio Creative. They are the lecturers as well at the Academy. And now for the picture taking.
Thank you very much to the Commissioner for Tourism, Arts and Culture and the Delio family. Thank you very much. At this point in time, Mr. Governor, sir, I respectfully invite the Chief of Staff, who earlier had received an all-important document on your behalf.
Ti gba ìwé kan kí ẹ tó dé. Ó tún lọ.
Ladies and gentlemen, I didn't say a word about the
Ibùdó Okun.
partnership with Delio is not
Ilé.
very active and
Àwọn ọ̀dọ́.
and about 100 of them have actually gone forward to do
Wọ́n ti
coursework.
iṣẹ́.
So develop that relationship now.
Ó kọjá ọdún kan. a sì bá àwọn alábàáṣepọ̀ wọn pàdé. Nípa gbé lọ sí Ẹ̀pẹ́. Wọ́n ti fún wa ní 100 hẹ́kítà ilẹ̀. Nípa ti Badagry, ti Ẹ̀pẹ́, iṣẹ́, ibùdó ọkọ̀ òfurufú kan lọ sẹ́pẹ́, ìwà epo rọ̀bì ní Ẹ̀pẹ́. Orí ìtàgé ilẹ̀ Áfíríkà, Ẹ̀pẹ́.
Please just give us part of your own land too. Don't turn everything to real estate so that we can indeed bring something also to Oniru and to Ilebusi. They know what I'm talking about. Please let me give them a round of applause.
That's good, how I represented.
Your Excellency, Mr. Governor.
Ololawa.
While you were coming from Abuja a few hours ago, I received this, your vision, your dream for Lagos, and Lagos State Development Plan 2052 on your behalf, to the glory of God and for the benefit of all Lagosians. Because we believe that by the time we start the implementation of this plan,
Lábẹ̀rẹ̀ ètò yìí yóò yọrí sí ohun rere.
My name is Miriam. I'm here to present the future to the governor.
And you are the future.
Thank you very much, the Chief of Staff. Thank you very much, the Attorney General of Commission of Justice. Thank you very much, the Honorable Commissioner for Economic Planning and Budget. Thank you. At this point in time, Mr. Governor will be giving the very important closing remarks for the Ehingbeti Summit Year 2022. Please can we put our hands together for Mr. Babajide Olusola Sanwo-Olu.
thank you very much. Once, can I say, all protocols observed? What a day. What a summit. What an engagement. This is Lagos.
Èyí ni Èkó. Ẹ̀mí Èkó. Ẹ jẹ́ kí n. Má bínú pé mo fa ìpàdé yìí gùn. Eléyìí nírú ohun tí à ń dojúkọ. Ìpínlẹ̀ tí ò ń sùn.
You don't know when that call is going to come. You don't know when that request is going to come. And we're happy we're doing it. But we're excited that you can share with us the cruise 9th summit. All the witnesses since yesterday.
Tí ó ti jẹ́ ohun àgbáyé. Wíwá papọ̀ ní ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó. Ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó. Mo fẹ́ gbóríyìn ẹ kú oríire. Jẹ́ kí wá pé a kú oríire. Gbogbo àgbáyé ń wá ohun kan tàbí èmí láti sọ wípé ohun ò lọ gaara. Gẹ́gẹ́ bí ọmọ ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó pẹ̀lú àsìkò tí ó le díẹ̀. Ìlú Èkó jẹ́ ibi ibùgbé fún gbogbo wa. Nítorí náà, ọjọ́ méjì sí ẹ̀yìn ìpàdé yìí fi hàn ìgboyà. Àwọn ọ̀dọ́ ohun tí wọ́n ń wá tí wọ́n ń lójú lọ́nà ìgboyà. Ó bá ṣubú wà á dìde. Kò sí ọ̀nà àbùjá lọ́rùn ọ̀pẹ. A gbọ́dọ̀ ọjọ́ ọ̀la. Ìkápá àwọn tí wọ́n ní ohun kan àbí òmíràn. Ohun tó máa ràn wọ́n lọ́wọ́. Ìwé yìí ló máa jẹ́ olùtọ̀nà fún wa. Ìwé tí ó dúró lórí òpómúléró mẹ́rin. Inú mi dùn. Inú mi dùn. Márùndínlógún gómìnà yín. Márùndínlógún. Èkó a wà lójú ọ̀nà gbòòrò. Ọgbọ́n, òye, ohun tuntun fún àwọn láti àná sí òní. Mo sì fẹ́ dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ gbogbo yín. Àwọn olùṣàkóso tí wọ́n ṣe iṣẹ́ yìí. Àwọn tí wọ́n ṣe iṣẹ́ yìí. fẹ́ dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ àwọn agbátẹrù ètò yìí.
I want to thank members of the organized private sector, our partners,
àwọn olùbáṣòwò pọ̀ wa.
all of our diplomats,
àwọn aṣojú ìlú mìíràn.
positive reviews back to your various countries.
ìròyìn ayọ̀ ẹ ṣé púpọ̀. ẹ ṣé pé ẹ gbà wá gbọ́. ẹ gba ohun tí à ń ṣe gbọ́. mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ àwọn ọba láyélúwà wa. ọba ìlú Èkó. gbogbo àwọn ọba gbòógì tí wọ́n dúró fún wákàtí pípẹ́ ìlú wọn ààbò wà níbẹ̀. kábíyèsí fẹ́ dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ yín. àwọn èèyàn yín là ń ṣe fún. a gbàgbọ́ nínú àwọn ìgbékalẹ̀. ọdún mẹ́ta Ehingbeti ti wà tipẹ́ láti ya 2000. Aṣíwájú Bọ́lá Ahmed Tinubu. Ètò ìṣípayá. Ìgbà tí wọ́n bẹ̀rẹ̀ èyí 20 ọdún sẹ́yìn, àwọn ò mọ ìgbà àti àkókò. Nísìnyí ó ti di ohun tó ti wá dúró, tó ti di ara wa. Ó ti wá jẹ́ òṣùwọ̀n tí a fi ń wọn ìdàgbàsókè ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó. Bí mo ṣe sọ lánàá, gbogbo ìgbà ẹgbàá.
So this ninth edition will certainly not be an exception. And you can see from the agreements, from the announcement,
ohun
from
tí
the collaboration,
ìfilọ̀
of Ehingbeti has backed the
léni.
And so on this note,
Báyìí,
what is remaining for each one of us?
nǹkan tí ó kù fún wa báyìí,
With our heads high, with our chests up,
kí a kúrò bí pẹ̀lú inú dídùn, pẹ̀lú orí yá.
that big vision that we all dream about is achievable. That Lagos,
Èkó
that beckons on all of us, future
ó ń ṣẹ́wọ́ sí wa wẹ́lẹ́wẹ́lẹ́.
path to being achievable. One final thought as a politician, today coincidentally,
Èní
is also the day
ó jẹ́
that INEC
ọjọ́
started
tí INEC
the campaign
bẹ̀rẹ̀.
governorship and the House of Assembly election. I'm sure none of you remember, but I do, and I know the importance of it. For me,
Fún èmi,
there cannot be any better campaign. There cannot be any better conversation.
ìpolówó
There cannot be any better means
ní
of
ìrìn
showcasing what this government has done
láti
for
jẹ́
the past 3.5 years.
ohun
I want
tí
to tell all Lagosians
pé gbogbo ẹ̀yẹ Èkó
clear as day and night.
ó dáni lójú bí ọjọ́ ṣe yàtọ̀ sí òru. Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Indeed, you Lagosians know the right thing to do.
Àwọn
Do
nǹkan
the right thing. God bless you.